back to No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. It's been a minute since we've been up in it. A lot of crazy stuff has gone on. We got All-Star Weekend. We've got the home stretch. But before we look forward, we got to look back to my favorite part of Black History Month, the NBA trade deadline.
Woo. 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 Hey, that is the most exciting and stressful part. Well, not me. I was never getting traded like that. But it's stressful on the guys that's when you hear them rumors. Ooh, oh my God, it's the funniest part when you're the star.
We got a lot to talk about, but I want to hit you first. What was it like for you to see how those guys would be in the locker room waiting for that deadline to hit, not knowing if they getting booted or if they stand?
No, it's funny because you'll have the cocky ones that's talking about, I need to be out of here anyway. You know what I mean? I need to go play with a better point guard. Like you hear all the shit that needs to go on about getting traded, and then you hear the guys who don't want to get traded. Then you have players like me that just loves pretending that I'm hearing trades and oh yeah, you just got traded to the Lakers for 2 cheerleaders, a bubblegum machine, and a signed autograph by Kurt Rambis, right? You know, if we start doing that just to poke fun, but it's kind of stressful when you think about it.
And how much bitterness is there from guys who may have had their name mentioned all type of trades or whatever, to have to now come back to teams that didn't trade them and look ownership in the eyes, look coaches in the eyes that maybe didn't want them there and be like, all right, well, I'm here for the rest of the season. So,
when you hear it, right, no one ever puts it into their real life or their workplace. Just think about like your boss basically was saying they're going to fire you or they're going to trade you and ship you here, right? And you mentally prepared to go somewhere else. You checked out mentally because you can't wait to start your new journey. And then you got to come back and face the guy and face the group that was trying to get rid of you. Of course you're not going to be happy. F the money. Everyone always talking about, well, you're getting paid like, all right, let your boss call you right now and say they're going to ship you out next month, and then you sitting here making plans and you're ready to go and they talk dirt on your name and they're like, oh, never mind, you got to stay. You're not coming to work the same. You're not coming back to work the same. You're not going to be sitting there busting overtime hours and doing all that. You're just going to try to mosey on, get the season over with.
Well, he trash. We don't want him. We're trying to get rid of him. We need some better options. Oh, wait, you here still?
Yeah, you might.
Let's go get it. Let's go.
Go in and edit those. Like, come on, man. So it's one of those things where once you throw it out there, if you don't, make good on, that, expect that player to be unhappy. And you're not going to get that top A performance. Like he's mentally hurt. Like your feelings is hurt. Like let's not even beat around the bush. Your feelings is hurt.
Well, let's talk about 2 guys whose feelings aren't hurt. Biggest news of the trade deadline had to be the Nets. Nets went from being contenders in the Eastern Conference to Kyrie requesting a trade, getting shipped off to Dallas. Obviously, KD requesting a trade after that, going to the Suns. Let's talk about Kyrie first. That was the first move made. Nets shipped off Kyrie to Dallas to go play with Luka. Got to ask you first and foremost, do you like that pairing with Kyrie and Luka with the Mavs?
Yes, I love it. One thing that no one talks about with Kyrie, that he's played with a lot of superstars, a lot of upcoming superstars, and he's meshed with all of them. So their chemistry, I'm not going to, question their chemistry. So I think those 2 players are going to play perfect together. They're going to play well. When analysts talk about, how can 2 players like this share the ball? Easy. We're going to share it. The rest of the team is You know what I mean? They, people who was averaging 12 and 11 and 7, we just going to cut into their points. That's how that works. You know what I mean? It's like, we're going to score, you 3 play defense.
You want to get a bucket? Get a rebound.
Get a rebound.
But they played 2 games together as of this taping, both averaging over 30 points per game, but 2 L's. Lost to the Kings, lost to the Timberwolves. Everybody knows they got clamped on that last possession by Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards. But prior to that, Kyrie had like 26 in the 4th quarter, and they were doing their things. Are you concerned at all if you're the Mavs now that this thing, you got 2 guys who can get buckets, they can get, improve their fast break scoring and everything else like that, but can they win basketball now?
Listen, I don't know about football. Do football have middle of the season trades? No, right?
Football has a trade deadline. It's generally not as big of a thing.
I want you to really think of what frustrates NBA players about media. Players get traded in the middle of the season to a brand new team, a brand new playbook, a brand new way of doing things, and they are just like that, right? You know, they're going to have a few missteps because they're still trying to get familiar with the whole, you know, atmosphere, the setting, the play calling, the language. But for the most part, they're coming in and they're instant. You know, there's no, 2-3 weeks, let me, study this playbook. It's just, the knowledge of just the game itself and how we need to understand and how we played against him, the plays that I know because we had to stop it. No one ever takes that in consideration on how really brilliant and bright you have to be traded and then produce that fast. Like that play with the Dallas at the end. That's a mishap, right? Like, that wasn't a Kyrie Luka mishap. That was the out-of-bounds player, right? You have, this is like the things I look at, right? You have Luka at the elbow, right? Well, unfortunately, he's trying to make a pass from the other side all the way to Luka, right? Straight pass. So the inside guy tips it like he did instead of over-the-head pass. Luka 6'9", right? You throw it over, but it was one of those plays where everything cleared out. Luka was supposed to catch it, hurry up, turn, score. But it got hit, and then from there was a scramble play. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't look at that like it was a bad out-of-bounds pass, and then they tried to scramble and make a play, and it just didn't happen.
So as a star, how long does it take you, somebody like Luka, to be able to acclimate, to bring in a new guy in? Even subtle things like we had lunch and it's a big piece of chicken. Who's grabbing that chicken? If you Luka, you letting Kyrie get it because he's the new guy, or you just like, look, this is my chicken. You don't get this big piece, dog. You have a wing.
Yeah, the adjustment's more on Kyrie. It's really on him because he has to learn everyone. They just have to learn him. You know what I mean? So Luka just has to learn one new player. Kyrie has to learn all of their tendencies. So it's more work for the guy that's getting traded to that team versus the people that are there. So, just like any star player, they're going to welcome you. They're going to give you, plays. They're going to take plays away from other players. They're going to figure out a way to get you involved, to get you acclimated faster.
I need you to put your coaching hat on. BJ Kidd, don't knock the soda over, though. Don't knock it over. You got Luka who's hit big playoff shots, right? Mm-hmm. You got Kyrie who's hit big playoff shots, probably none bigger than the clutch shot when he died at Steph's eye in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals to give the Cavs the championship. 3-1 comeback. You, Jason Kidd, you got to draw up a last play, clutch game in the playoffs, say it's a Game 7. Who you giving that shot to, Kyrie or Luka?
Let's just say if Jason Kidd decides to draw up any play, because Luka's your young star, right? He's your guy. Kyrie is more experienced at this, right? So you would like to put it in the highest percentage, which would be Kyrie at this point in time. But at the end of the day, that is not my call anyway as a coach. You guys are the star players. I'm going to draw up the play, and from there, you two make the play, right? Like, that is as a coach, you will love to be in this position. The reason is, usually you have one Michael Jordan type, right? That can be a gamer, right? I got two guys in the half court that can hit shots. That heightens my winning percentage. When I got two players who can do the same thing, they can both hyper focus on those last seconds. They can slow the game down, and they can actually hit those shots. So, as a coach, I would love to be in that position because I got two guys that can do that. The last team that really had that was probably Dame and CJ McCullough. You see, they didn't have no confliction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dame hit his one night, CJ hit a few this night. CJ would go 10 straight. Dame finishes with the game winner. Dame goes 15 straight. CJ finished with the last two shots. You know what I mean? It's who has the advantage. But, as players, those two guys are going to really figure that out. And once they figure out the dynamic of how we're going to do this, is going to be it's going to be a whole different story.
But Dame and CJ no longer together. We do need to acknowledge that, obviously.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying those are the last two guys that were both gamers.
So this is Kyrie's third team in the last 6 seasons. Left the Cavs to go to the Celtics. Claimed he wanted to stay at the Celtics for a long time. Left them hanging like a testy to go play with KD with the Nets.
Ski.
You already know. Was with KD with the Nets. Requested a trade last summer. Came back and played.
This sounds like an actual American relationship. Yeah, man, we don't get married forever. 2 weeks later, I need out of here.
New boo, got a new boo.
I need out of here.
It's tough in this IG era OnlyFans for some of these weaker-minded human beings. But so Kyrie goes to the Nets. Mm-hmm. Gives the impression I'm with KD now. Got Harden. That really doesn't work out. Request a trade in the summer. Nets are like no. Request a trade right before the trade deadline. Nets are cooking. Obviously, KD's hurt. They've struggled a little bit, but prior to that, resurged, got Steve Nash out of there, Jacques Vaughn. Looked like this Nets was going to be a contending team. So now the Mavs and Kyrie have said that they're not going to talk contract extension until after the season so they can lock in and focus. But if you're the Mavs, how much trust and faith do you have in Kyrie, knowing that his first spot allegedly was the Lakers? Josiah kind of put the kibosh on that. Mm-hmm. So if you're the Mavs, how much trust and faith do you have in Kyrie that he actually want to sign an extension with you come this offseason when he's a free agent?
Listen, there's this dream that these general managers, it's like this fool's gold fantasy that they go through that, I need to get something for my player. No, you don't. You do not need to do anything. If the player decides to leave, the player decides to leave. You're gonna, feel that you're gonna have to trade them somewhere, right, to bring back some trash. If a player wants to leave, the player wants to leave, right? So that is not a concern of mine. If Kyrie wants to stay or leave, if I'm Mark Cuban, all I can do is I have him here now.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to make him as happy as possible. I'm going to show him what it is to be a Maverick, right? And I'm going to do my job. I'm not going to worry about where he might want to go. I think that's just like, people in relationships. You're looking at I'm going to do my job as the owner. Right? I'm gonna try to spoil you. I'm gonna make it hard for you to leave. But I'm not gonna sit here and nag you and this, because at the end of the day, I think, with the media's voice, I think it puts a negative spin on the reality of it, right? I hear, some of them go on TV and say, all right, when you're talking about Kyrie, we're gonna take the personal part of it out, and we're just going to talk about his basketball, right? And then I'm like, I really want to hear this because I want to see if they actually get it right. And then no, they're just talking about the personal shit, right? It's like, he missed this many games because of the vaccine. Okay, that's the personal, right? That's not the basketball player.
But that is the basketball.
No, it's not.
But what I'm saying is the basketball when he's missing those games.
True.
Now he can only play road games, and now you're costing yourself playoff positions and things like that.
They can only play road games because of the vaccine, not because of him personally.
Decision to not take the vaccine.
That's a personal decision.
Okay.
That's not the basketball
player. But that personal decision impacts basketball, though.
Sort of. But there is two separate. When I hear the basketball player, this is why we get frustrated as hoopers and athletes. When you talk about my basketball, talk about it. I want to hear about his practice habits. Does he come in early? Does he leave late? How many shots does he take? Does he come in for rehab on time? Is he hitting the weight room? How's his diet? How's his regimen? How's his performance when he is playing? Those are the things I care about when I'm making the decision on that player, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they miss. So when he says this team does not value hard working, I understand what he's talking about. You're talking about a guy who's probably coming in that gym earlier than everybody else, leaving later than everybody else, watching film more than everybody else, understanding the game, understanding the elements. He's putting his heart and soul in it, and you guys are worrying about other things. And I understand what he's talking about because that's what all basketball players. One of my favorite things to do as a family is to share a meal together. But getting all my kids ready and then making the trek out to a restaurant can be exhausting. This is why I mess with ButcherBox. I skip the crowds and the wait time for an amazing meal right here in the comfort of my own home. My chef, because you know I can't cook, nearly lost his mind when he heard the deal I got on such premium meats. Besides the ultimate convenience of getting exactly what you want delivered to your doorstep with no shipping costs, you're getting 100% grass-fed beef, organic chicken, pork raised, crate-free, and seafood is wild caught. My chef no longer has to run around LA to find premium meat for me and my family. So all of y'all looking for the best deal on prime meats, ButcherBox is giving our listeners one of the best yet. A 100% grass-fed chuck roast and a whole organic chicken. The whole thing free. When you join, plus an additional $20 off your first box. Sign up today at butcherbox.com / of course, no chill. And use code no chill to get the free chuck roast and the whole chicken, right? So put that no chill to get the free chuck and the whole chicken. That's butcherbox.com / no chill, whole chicken, free chuck. And use code no chill to get this special deal. Bon appetit.
You know, personal versus basketball, I understand, but when those other things are impacting your ability, like you mentioned, he's got the great regimen, he's there early. He can get there 5 hours for everybody else. If he can't play in the game, then he can't help the team win.
But you're talking about something that's outside of his control. Like you want him to do something that probably goes against his belief, right?
Okay.
And you know what I mean? And you know, that's just like anybody. You know, you're trying to compromise the two different people. You're trying to compromise the ethics of the man on his passion. You know what I mean? And you know, some men won't break, you know, from that.
That makes sense. I think you made the comp earlier, we made the comparison. It's like in a relationship, right? But if you Mark Cuban and Kyrie's your boo and your boo leaves, can I at least get my hoodies back? I need something back. You can't just take all my hoodies and take everything. We gave up assets for you to be here.
Yes.
Need to get something in return.
No, you don't.
Okay.
If you're always looking in what you're going to get back in return, that means you're not really full force into this relationship.
Okay.
So when Steve Nash left, what did Mark Cuban get back? Nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Steve Nash walked. He walked. He didn't get nothing for Steve Nash. He didn't sign and trade Steve Nash. Steve Nash was a free agent. They didn't come to terms. He left. He signed Jason Terry. They win the championship a few years later.
Okay.
I don't need to sign this person to a contract. Well, sign him to what he wants, then goes to the destination he wants.
No.
No one does that in regular life. I don't know why the general manager and owner does that. Okay, Mike, your wife, right, wants a divorce. She wants to move with a new man, but she won't have your money in the house. You know, no, if you gonna leave in that apartment building that he's living in. You're not gonna take half and take the house and then y'all live this happy life. And that's what the general
state
manager.
of California tends to disagree, but
but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to leave, go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sign you to, like, over there can sign you for $90 million. I can sign you for 170. I'm not gonna give you 170, then you go leave. Nah. Go take that 90.
Yeah.
Either you're gonna stay here or you're gonna take the 90. Now that's a decision you got to make. Right? That's a decision. Because the things that's important to an owner, this is what's important to an owner. Is he going to quit on me, or is he going to come and be prepared to play? He's going to be prepared to play. Same thing with someone like Westbrook.
But with Kyrie, he's going to come and be prepared to play. But by the time the trade deadline hits, he very well be like, I'm out.
How is he going to be out if I don't trade him? I don't give a fuck what he do. Listen, and here we're going to put this on record. Hey, all you general managers and owners out there, like grow some balls. Just because a player says he wants out doesn't mean trade him. Because at the end of the day, if I was the Nets owner, how many years y'all got left? 2? You're going to be there for 2 more years, whoever. Because at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Sit out? What are you going to do? You going to sit out? Sit out.
So Kyrie,
your legacy up. Your numbers up. Huh? You're not going to make the All-Star game or the All-NBA game. That's on you. That ain't got shit to do with me, buddy. You ain't got shit to do with me. I'm going to sit there, drinking my wine, doing whatever, going on to the next. But if I am not going to trade you just because you say you wanted to be traded, because what the are you going to do? Go out there and blow the game? That's on you. You got to remember, I own this team.
I'm rich.
When you're retired and gone, I got more players. So at the end of the day, why am I trading you just because you say you want to be traded? There's nothing you're going to do that doesn't affect you personally. Right? You got to remember, whatever you try affects you, not me. You go out there and you want to play like shit, that affects you. You want to go in there, I got an ankle injury. All right, cool. What I care for? Hey, that's what. Hey, when it says all-star, miss, that's you. That ain't me, goddammit. And that's
I
what
want
I
you to
understand.
own the team. I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna start playing lottery scratchers so I can make enough bread that you can own a squad one day. Because I'd love to see how you move.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's one of those things where you're not really understanding. It's a business, right? It's a business for us. It's a legacy for the players.
So the Kyrie trade was the biggest news of Black History Month until his former Nets teammate Kevin Durant also put in a trade request. Probably the most blockbuster deal I could think about, especially for like a mid-season trade in a long time. I'm trying to think what was more crazy than this KD trade.
No, that's it. That's
going to the Suns. Suns have been struggling a little bit this year, but now you've got a big 3.35, I'll say.
3.5, yeah.
Yeah, with CP3, Devin Booker, KD.
3.7.
DeAndre Ayton. You know.
You got an eighth.
Yeah.
You got a good eighth.
You got a good
upgrade eighth.
You got a good aider of some fire. But, you know, after the move, I think the Suns are currently third, according to, you know, the betting folks, who we always got to pay homage to, but they got the Celtics, the Bucks, the Suns. But in your mind, with this addition of KD, he comes back healthy.
With the dip.
I
don't even know why we playing. This is not even a question. I mean, you have 2 guys that's capable of 50, 60, 70, right?
Yeah.
Both half-court players, both mid-range players. Both players, you can't actually play one-on-one, right? They will eat you alive. So you have to scheme for them. You guys, they were having trouble scheming just for Devin Booker himself. Now you just added arguably the best scorer in today's game right now, right? When you come out just scoring to that roster. Then you have, who can argue? Not even argue. It is the best assist to ratio, turnover ratio guard in NBA history in Chris Paul, which means when the game is on the line, the last 5 minutes of a game, when Chris Paul is on the court, no matter what team he has, he's going to give you the best possessions. That means in that last 5 minutes, he probably averages 0.3 turnovers for his career, right? That is amazing. That means long as CP is running the team, you have the best chance of winning. You know, if they don't win, now that's the biggest failure. The Nets group. This would be the biggest failure for Kevin Durant.
Last question I got for you. We didn't hit the Lakers. We talked LeBron scoring record.
It better be about Westbrook.
So we're gonna talk.
It better be about Westbrook.
Lakers made some moves. They brought in Rui a couple weeks ago.
I don't even know who that is.
Rui Hachimura, Washington Wizards legend.
Okay.
We were out there for.
You're right. Yeah, I know.
We were out there for Wizards.
I was just. Yeah, you're right. I'm watching the Lakers a little bit more now, just because they.
He got the nice curl. He looked like Bruce Leroy.
Is it about Westbrook?
So we're gonna talk about the trade. Lakers trade Russell Westbrook, 3-team deal with the Jazz and the Timberwolves. They get D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jerry Vanderbilt.
Listen, you don't got to say all those names. Okay?
I have to.
No, not really. Because just like the lottery, right? Once the mega or the Powerball, once the big one goes, no one pays attention to who won the other shit, okay? Right? So once Katie and them win, we don't really care about everybody else. Let's get to Westbrook.
Do you like the move? Are you rolling with this Lakers squad? Do you think it's going to get them into playoff contention? They're currently the 13th seed at this taping. I want to say like 1-4 with LeBron out or whatever it is. 1-4 in their last 5, right? Oof. Are you ending your Lakers ban now and watching? Or are you still rolling with Westbrook?
I'm Westbrook.
You team Westbrook?
Yes. Okay, as the owner of a business, right? Any business you own, why would you not want a guy who goes 1,000% at their job? Yeah, they might fuck up a little bit. They might fuck up a little bit. They might do some shit that, that like it cost you, a few dollars here. They messed up an order here. But for the most part, one thing you never have to worry about with this employee is his work ethic. His work ethic to be great. Maybe that's the problem. He wants to be so great that it just doesn't work in his favor all the time. But for the most part, why wouldn't I want to pay a guy or want a guy on my team that I know when it comes to work ethic, he's going to heighten that on my team, right? So if I'm Westbrook right now and I felt that, first of all, on the team side, and I see that no one's offering him and no one's trying to pick him up, y'all are idiots.
That's the sad part.
But that's what I'm saying, stupidity. Like I don't know who's in these, as when you're an owner and you're picking general managers, the educational level of just like forget the degrees. Let's just start picking people who actually understand the game, right? You're talking about a guy who played off the bench. He came off the bench, averaging 16, 7, and 6. Name someone on your bench that is even capable. At least 20 starters is not capable of it, let alone a bench player coming off averaging 16. 2 years ago, averaged a triple-double, right? So you know what he's capable of. So why wouldn't I want that coming off my bench? This man alone changes who wins the championship this year. Believe it or not. If he decides to say, you know what, y'all want to with my name and y'all don't think I can do this, I'm going to Phoenix. I'm already getting $43 million. I'll take $1 and I'm going to Phoenix. Who's beating them? Right, like he's coming off the bench in Phoenix? What? Right? Like
you think KD would let that ride? I'm asking you.
If Westbrook calls KD and say, I want to come help win the championship, I'll come off the bench. KD's not going to say, all right. Really? If he goes to Boston, you don't think that makes them the better team and better than the Bucks? You don't think that puts them over the edge? If he goes to Milwaukee, you don't think that puts them over there? If he goes to Philly, if he goes to Utah, you see what I'm saying?
I see. Before the Utah, I saw everything you were saying.
You don't think Utah's number one, right?
No, the Nuggets.
I'm sorry, not Utah. Nuggets. I mean Nuggets.
Okay.
You with Jokic.
Yeah, okay.
You don't think if he goes?
I was about to say it's about to pack you up, good. The internet.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm sorry.
They had the force ready.
If he goes over there with Jokic for the Nuggets, you don't think that puts them in a whole different situation? Like he's the player that no one. I don't know. I don't care who else is out there. There's only one player that can really. What if he wants to Golden State? You got to remember, if he's driving, no one's helping off cake. Like Jordan Poole. Like I don't understand. They don't understand how important.
That's fair.
This player is. This player is to changing who can actually win the championship. Because just him alone. Right now, it's Phoenix, right? You know, we can say Phoenix. If Westbrook goes to Denver or Golden State, it kind of changes. You're not really like, oh, you know, Phoenix is still, you don't know. You know what I mean? So that's.
It's going to be interesting how this plays out, man. We appreciate you.
No, one more thing. No, one more thing.
Veto by the boss.
Whatever players, like NBA, where's mine? Hey, NBA, listen. Okay, there was a vote on players, you know, ranking players in the East and West, and the players ranked Trae Young 12. Now, I want you to do is drug test them ASAP. And I'm not talking about weed, I'm talking about the good stuff. Y'all, they need to be on, whoever, all the players that voted and they have Trae Young ranked, they're on drugs. Like you need to put them in the rehab, they need a 2-year suspension because they are not right. You're 12 in the Eastern Conference in guards. Now, 12, right? You got them 12.
This is in the East.
12. So they, okay, Kyrie's out now. So they got Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Tyrese, DeMar, LaMelo, Garland, Jalen Brunson, Zach LaVine, and then there's the other. I don't even know who the other one is. Those are the names I wrote. Now, this is going to be hard because, one, Trae Young is 11th in scoring in the NBA. He's 11th in scoring in the NBA. He's 3rd in guards in the NBA. 3rd in guards in the East. So he's the 3rd scoring guard.
Okay.
Right? In assists, he's 2nd in the NBA. So in the East, he's 12th as a player. But he ranks 3rd in scoring. Well, Kyrie's out. He ranks 2nd in scoring and 2nd in assists. What the? I'm confused.
Light-skinned hatred. I told you.
I don't. No. What I'm saying is I don't. Like when it comes to complete playing, who? He's averaging a double-double. Not a 10 and 10, 27 and 10. Okay, find me 11 players in the Eastern, the record. Find me 11 players in the Eastern Conference that's putting up 27 and 10.
I'm trying to tell you, Gil. It's that light-skinned hatred.
27 and 10, and you're talking about he's the 12th best?
So they need the drug test?
They need hardcore 70s style. 70s, they got the blue magic going through their system. This is straight blue magic, pure, uncut, straight Bad Boys 2, Johnny Tapia stuff. This is ridiculous.
Well, everybody, you heard it from Gil, Adam Silver. Get them cups ready.
Get them cups ready. Oh, my God.
We need to test the PP.
Oh, Jesus.
But this has been another episode of No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. We'll be back with more very soon.